everybody. So before we jump into the video, this was uploaded about a year ago onto the Gastlecast YouTube channel. If you don't know about the Gastlecast, I'm going to let Chris and Heather tell you a little bit about themselves right now.
Welcome to the Gastlecast. That's a little better when you answer Chris and Heather. Hey, that's a little better when you answer Chris and Heather. Hey, that's a little better when you answer Chris and Heather.
Hey everybody, so we're the Gastlecast. We're on YouTube, as he mentioned, and we talk all things collectible, mostly Funko, and also our new toy company, Mischief Toys. As you can tell, I do YouTube every day, and that's why I'm already screwing up everything. But our new toy company we just started about a year ago called Mischief Toys, where we sell our favorite character, Ghastly. This is Zombie Ghastly, and he's one of our favorites. And this is the perfect place to bring Zombie Ghastly.
So yeah, definitely go check out the Gastlecast and be sure to subscribe because they were just here and we did a tour of Sonoy, surrounding area, bunch of Walking Dead filming locations, and I think they just might be uploading a video here soon of that tour. So go give them a subscribe. Let's jump right into it. My name's Steven, and I did do a little work on The Walking Dead. I was one of Negan's saviors in season 7. So I worked media so long, I kind of bugged them so much that they finally let me get in there.
Amazing.
I told them I didn't care if it was my toe or my shoulder or the back of my head. I just wanted to be on set. You know, I wanted to be part of the filming process. So on Atlanta on FX, I got a little featured role on it too, but the only thing is I had to wear a big rubber baby mask the whole time. So I was all excited because they're like, look, you're gonna have scenes with Donald Glover, just you and him. And I was like, yo, yes, I'm in. And I got there and they stuck that big baby mask on me. The only way you can tell it's me is the beard hanging out of the bottom. They used to use this street, it's kind of like, it was known as the Atlanta backlot back then. So they used it for a lot of different productions. For example, Driving Miss Daisy, the factory where you first see Morgan Freeman's character. He fixes the elevator. It's the building right up on the left there. You can't really see it. I didn't think y'all would be too interested in the Driving Miss Daisy stuff, so I just gonna touch on what filmed here. They have all different kind of jobs for people on set. One of the jobs is, instead of going through and adding the leaves digitally, they have a person that comes out with limbs that already have fake leaves on them, and they zip tie them to the branches. For example, when you see the dead bodies on certain shows or certain movies, or especially like The Walking Dead, they have a fly wrangler that comes out. She keeps like this big thing, it's like a cooler, and it's got cylinders in it that have flies inside of it, and it's climate controlled to where it's cold. When she breaks out one of those cylinders with flies, when it's cold, the flies are like docile. They just fly around in little circles. So she'll let some flies go around a dead body, they'll warm up and fly off, and that's where the other cylinders, the canisters, come in play. Wow. She'll take those out and do the process all over again. So does this building look familiar to you from anything?
Oh yeah.
This is the Norfolk Southern building, and they've actually, since then, they've renovated it into they're like high-priced apartments and lofts, and they're gonna be putting stores down in the bottom. So that's when Rick's first riding into town. Now, we all got discouraged because they tore that bridge down about 4 years later. As you can see, they're building it back, and it's gonna look exactly like it, and it's gonna be a pedestrian bridge. Captain America Civil War, which was the first Marvel production to film here in Atlanta. They turned the area on the other side of that bridge there into Lagos, Nigeria.
Oh, yeah.
So that was where the Civil War all kicked off. If you remember, there was a conflict there. Scarlet Witch, she threw crossbones up into the sky and blew him up into the side of a building.
Yeah.
That building was the federal building, this white building. So as you can see, it's fine. Now, another thing in The Walking Dead. So when we first see Merle's character, he's on top of this building in sniper position. But kind of a funny story, when they were filming the scene for Merle's introduction, filming had really picked up in Atlanta, but not like it is now. So not everybody was used to filming around here. So they always send out notifications to like all the residents in the area to let them know, hey, we're gonna be filming in about a month in this area, so don't be alarmed if you see something crazy. Some people don't check their emails. They don't answer their phone. They don't check their voicemail. There was a lady that lived in one of the lofts up here. And she come out to have her coffee, and all she could see was a guy up in sniper position, which was Merle. The production trucks were kind of hidden down here.
Oh, no.
In the parking lot. She saw him, she called 911 immediately. Cops didn't really know about it. They all came out. They went up, you know, found out that it was The Walking Dead filming, and they all got to meet the cast and crew and all that stuff. So that was Atlanta PD's first introduction to the cast and crew of The Walking Dead. So this area right here was when everybody had kind of gotten to Terminus and they were rounding them up into the red train car. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They were gathering everybody up. They called them little code names like the Samurai, the Cowboy. They had the train car parked right here. They had, I call them termites, the Terminus people.
Yeah.
They had the termites, you know, up on the roofs and stuff in sniper position. What's kind of funny is the interior shots that you saw of Rick and all the gang when they were like sharpening their weapons, and Rick gives that line, they don't know who they're messing with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That are inside of the actual car.
In the train car.
So when they shot those, they brought that train car out to Sonoy, parked it on those train tracks that go through town, and shot the interior shots there. So yeah, as we make our way up here, and I do have a picture for this one, this is gonna be your key shot of Terminus. Oh man, they got production trucks down there.
Oh yeah.
Holy crap.
They put those letters up, they just hung them underneath those white panels you see there covering up the windows. But one of the dead giveaways about this area is that structure. You can see it right out there, that yellow structure. They've tried to get rid of that structure. You can't get rid of it. It's like so deep into the ground. So anytime you see anything filmed here, you're gonna notice that
Big yellow structure.
Right. This is Mitchell Street, and they use this street a lot for scenes that they might need of like New York, Manhattan, Brooklyn. You can see the buildings here. They kind of resemble the buildings you would see in those areas. A couple productions that have filmed down through here. Spider-Man Homecoming. It's a diner where Aunt May and Peter were
Oh
eating.
yeah.
And it's right up, it is 235 right there. Ant-Man and the Wasp. The great man himself, Stan Lee's cameo, where his car gets shrunk. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
So you can see that's right down the street here. So this was the street where they filmed the episode Guts on The Walking Dead, where Rick and Glenn
They
smear
cover
themselves in the walker guts. They'll pay a business to shut down for the day, and they send out, once again, kind of like I was saying earlier, how they send out notifications to the residents. They'll send out notifications from the businesses to the customers to let them know, hey, if you had an appointment today, it's going to be, you know, rescheduled. Well, once again, somebody didn't check their emails or their text messages or, you know, their voicemail, and somebody made their way down here going to their hair appointment. There was a barricade at the end of the road. They were on their phone, walked right past the barricade. Nobody, I guess the security and the police thought that they knew what they were doing because they were walking, just looking at their phone towards set. They made their way to Oh My Nappy Hair here, reached for the door, it was locked, so they looked up, looked around. There was a big group of walkers that were standing there waiting to start filming.
Oh my gosh.
And they were all bored. They were just sitting there smoking cigarettes and bored. So they all lunged at her a little bit and like moaned, you know what I mean?
Yeah, being zombies.
She took off running through that barricade. A cop had to chase her down and let her know, sorry ma'am, we should have stopped you. They're filming for an apocalyptic show called The Walking Dead. You've got the Forsyth sign here. And then also right here behind Glenn, you've got the Atlanta Cleaners sign. There's the Atlanta Cleaners sign and the Forsyth Street sign. All right, so we're gonna be heading down Broad Street. This has been really popular for filming lately. It's a unique street.
Oh
It
yeah.
is very, wow.
Whenever they go to find Hawkeye, and he's Ronin,
Oh yeah.
remember?
Yeah.
In Japan. They did this whole street, and it's hard to find anything to really compare it to here. They did this whole street up like it was Japan.
Oh, that's so cool.
Right above Miller's Drugs here. That would have been Kate Bishop's apartment.
Oh, no kidding.
Here's a scene. See the window there.
Yeah.
Now they changed out the name, of course, down here. So it's the Time Varying Authority headquarters, pretty much.
Wow.
You had these 3 statues right here. So you can kind of line that up with that first set of windows that go up the elevator there.
Wow.
And you did see it all the way up in the show. Now, however, in the show it looked a lot different because they had certain scenes where it looked like they would go up and it would be a library. You remember those scenes?
Yep.
So they filmed those down here, but they would use the element of these escalators or staircases, or there's staircases in the back there, to make it seem like they were going higher than they actually were in real life. Now, you also saw this in Spider-Man Homecoming, however, it never made the final cut. They actually just filmed it for, you ever heard of Dragon Con?
Yes.
Dragon Con's the biggest convention we have here in Atlanta. They aired the trailer for that during Dragon Con. So they shot a scene specifically for the trailer in this hotel because this is one of the host hotels for that convention. That convention takes place between like 5 hotels right here in this area. So they wanted a scene that when people were watching it, because they had a showing of it at Dragon Con, which was attended by so many people. So they wanted to have a scene to where you're watching it at a hotel, or you know what I mean? Like it was in one of the rooms over here. You're watching it there, and you see a scene of this that you see above us. So there was a shot where the Vulture came down and smashed into like a lab type area.
Oh, cool.
They shot that for the trailer. You do see him smash into the lab type area on the movie. You don't see the shot from above. In Captain America Civil War, when we started our tour, I was showing you the area over at the Gulch that was Lagos, Nigeria. And I told you we would be coming to another spot to where that battle continued, but it looked like they just went right down the street and they were in this spot. There was a battle that took place here. They had a structure right over the top of us, a fake structure that looked kind of like just a stone archway. There was a truck that came down through here, flipped over and knocked over that structure.
Oh, yeah.
Right down this road. Remember that?
I do.
And then there was a battle that ensued in that area in between these 2 buildings.
Oh, yeah.
Crossbones,
Oh, I remember
Captain
that.
America.
Yeah.
I do have a little
Yep.
kind of behind the scenes and a shot from the movie there. They went and put palm trees up. They'll sandbag them to the ground. You can see that over there, to line up that shot, like the kind of space that goes over that walkway.
Right.
The really cool stunt though was there was an explosion and Captain America dove out of a window. Do you remember that? He landed on his shield.
Yep.
That window is the one up in the corner right there with the balcony. And they really did do the stunt. Of course, he had wires and stuff like that. I don't think it was Chris Evans that actually did the shot where he jumped out. But no CGI involved. They had him hooked up to wires. He busted out of the window and landed on top of some kind of vehicle with the shield. So
awesome.
This is Jackson Street Bridge. This is the #1 selfie spot in Atlanta. is another iconic Walking Dead location from season 1. And that's when Rick is riding the horse into the city.
Oh yeah.
Now, you're gonna see some differences. The road looks a lot different than in this shot. They filmed Rick on his horse out there at the Gulch in that parking lot with green screens around, riding on the horse. Well, they came through, they CGI'd the interstate over this highway. They also CGI'd the trains, the cars, and all the debris and stuff you see. And then they stuck Rick in there on his horse. This is where they shot the beginning and the ending scenes for Black Panther. I like to think they filmed here for the reason I'm about to tell you. You had, Black Panther, the superhero. You also had the real life hero, Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King Jr., this is the area he grew up in and where he preached.
Oh wow.
The building here to the left is the new Ebenezer Baptist Church. Now, the one where Martin Luther King preached, though, is the brick building right here. The brick building in front of us, that's the old Ebenezer Baptist Church. They no longer hold services there. If you remember Isaiah Bradley,
Yes.
the original, well, pretty much the original Captain America,
Yes.
Black Captain America. Whenever they went to visit him at his home, they filmed here
Oh wow.
for that reason, for the historical significance.
Wow.
Now, they didn't use the house, they didn't use Martin Luther King's actual house
Okay.
for his house. I'll show you the one they used. If you look off to the right here, that'll be the house that Martin Luther King.
Wow.
This is the scene where they're looking up at the apartment complex, and it's supposed to be Oakland, California. Once again, this is where the movie starts and ends. I pointed out the fact that this building back here is gray. That's actually the old Ebenezer Baptist Church that I showed you earlier, the red brick building.
Oh wow.
They made it gray, they CGI'd it gray because it's such an historical landmark. They didn't want people watching it to be like, hey, that's not Oakland, because the old Ebenezer Baptist Church is right behind them right there.
Right.
So they made it a few alterations. They did some alterations to the rooftop, and they made it to where it's a whole different color just by CGI.
Wow.
So Black Panther landed his ship. Remember he had that ship, landed it right about here. You had the basketball court set up right along this chain link fence. And then a shot up the building there would have been one of the shots you got from the movie itself.
Wow, that's awesome.
So when I pull forward, as you'll notice, you'll see.
Oh, yep, there it is.
So see how the roof is even different, and the windows here look a lot alike. You can't tell they're the stained glass, but see how it's got the little archways, the two archways there.
Yeah.
They took those out.
Oh yeah, they did remove them. Yeah.
And then they made it look where it was just gray. That way you wouldn't be like, hey, that's
wild. Who would ever know that? I would have never known that.
I'm Steven from Water Tower Tours. We're based out of Sonoy, Georgia. We specialize in Walking Dead golf cart tours. However, we do private tours of Atlanta, downtown Atlanta, the Sonoy area, and we will customize them to your needs. For example, today we did a Marvel and Walking Dead tour. We do Stranger Things tours, all different kind of things. You can find us on Facebook at Water Tower Tours or watertowertours.com. So definitely check us out. My wife and I also have a YouTube channel. It's called Clip It Up with the Sweets. So be sure and go give us a subscribe. We do podcasts, film and location videos, vlogs, travel stuff, pretty much everything. I like to throw in a little something extra for the private tours. So I brought you guys these bullets. I don't have anything that certifies them, but you gotta take my word for it.
Yep.
These were bullets that were used in the scene where Eugene had rigged the bullets for the saviors. They kind of blew up in the guns in their hands. So these were bullets from those scenes, and I'd like to, give it to y'all as a gift.
Thank you so much. That's awesome. Best touring company in Georgia.
I appreciate
These guys
it.
right here.
Good deal.